Today I'm bringing you guys a match made in heaven, Malfeasance and Stasis, and this build absolutely shreds champions of all kinds. It's going to be a burst DPS powerhouse in endgame PvE content such as Grandmasters. Not only that, but it becomes exponentially more powerful the more people in a fire team that utilize this. Then the mods we use take this build to a whole new level in terms of sustaining our Malfeasance damage, and even our heavy weapon gets a damage boost as well. Yes, this build works great for maximizing raid DPS, where linear fusion rifles are a must. At the heart of this build is the exotic pairing of Malfeasance and Lucky Pants. Malfeasance has been reworked, so it has inbuilt unstoppable rounds now. For those that don't know, Malfeasance is a 180 RPM hand cannon, whereby each hit stacks a debuff on enemies. When there's 5 stacks of this debuff, causes a massive explosion of damage. Now if there's multiple Malfeasance users in a fire team, you can cause these explosions much faster. It also gives 25% damage bonus against taken enemies, so it's going to be even more potent in those pesky taken Grandmaster nightfalls. Lucky Pants gives Malfeasance a massive burst DPS boost. It actually obliterates any champion, not just unstoppable, but even barrier champions, as you can see here. Lucky Pants gives a 60% increased damage per hit, which gets larger and larger every hit, up to a maximum of 600% increased damage bonus on 10 hits. There is an internal cooldown to this, so the best way to use this is to switch to your special weapon when the 10-second cooldown timer is active, then switch back to Malfeasance with a full magazine when the out of luck cooldown timer is out. I tried multiple subclasses with this loadout, but the best subclass is Stasis here, and that's mainly due to the fragment Whisper of Rending, whereby kinetic weapons, Malfeasance, do increased damage to frozen targets. So the way we utilize this is through our Duskfield grenades, as you can see in the video. So the gameplay loop here is pretty simple. Make sure Malfeasance is fully reloaded, then switch to your secondary or heavy, throw a Duskfield on the target you want to destroy, switch to Malfeasance, activate the buff from Lucky Pants, and obliterate your target, reload, and then rinse and repeat every 10 seconds. So let's go over our Stasis build in full. Dim link for the build is in my Discord, description for which is in the comments or description below. So in the gameplay, I'm using Gambler's Dodge, but actually I highly recommend using Marksman's Dodge here, as you have to have your Malfeasance fully reloaded so you can activate Lucky Pants. Then I'm using Triple Jump, Withering Blade, and Duskfield Grenade. Our aspect's a touch of Winter, so that our Duskfield Grenade becomes even better. Grim Harvest. Now this is very important so that we can generate Stasis shards, and through our mods we can actually use these to become charged with light. For my fragments, I'm using Whisper of Rhyme to gain health and overshield from these Stasis shards, Whisper of Shards to boost my grenade recharge, Whisper of Chains to gain damage resist from Stasis crystals, which because of a touch of Winter, Duskfield Grenade actually spawns one, so if you're standing in Duskfield it actually gives you damage resist. Whisper of Rending to increase our Malfeasance damage, very important for the build, and then finally Whisper of Durance to make our slow last longer. Stat distribution wise, your number one priority here, like with any PvE build, should be 100 resilience for that 40% damage resist. Then you want 100 discipline so that you can spam your Duskfield grenades. Then go for recovery, intellect, mobility, and strength in that order. Mods wise, the most important mod here is Elemental Shards, which makes Stasis shards count as elemental wells. This means that with Elemental Charge, we can actually become charged with light with our Stasis shards. Now, this means we can access high energy fire so that we can get a further 20% damage boost. I then run Supercharge so that we can stack the maximum amount of charge with light. Finally, I have Font of Might, which means that whenever we pick up a Stasis shard, this counts as a Stasis elemental well, and I gain a boost to Stasis damage, which means I'm running a Reed's Regret here, which is a Stasis linear fusion rifle which can take advantage of this. The final mod I'm running is actually Sundering Glare from the Season Pass. Now this is usually activated from over 40 meters of range, so it's usually used with a sniper rifle to weaken combatants. Occasionally this was actually working with Malfeasance as well, not only the Lucky Pants high energy fire damage boost, but then I'd also activate Sundering Glare, which would actually increase the explosion damage as well. In terms of the other weapons, having weapons with auto-loading holster are going to be huge here and complement this Malfeasance build very well, as you have to switch between weapons a lot. So in my build, I'm running a shotgun with auto-loading holster and demolitionist. This means that whenever I get a shotgun kill, I actually get my Duskfield grenade back and it's always just reloaded. And my Reed's Regret also has auto-loading holster instead of the usual triple tap. I just find this auto-loading holster just works a little bit better for this specific build. So there you have it guys, a burst DPS powerhouse of a build that I think will be very good to run in GMs this season. If you enjoyed what I talked about, drop a like as that helps me out a ton, and subscribe to the channel for more PvE and PvP content. I'm Mr. Ronnet, and that's it for today guys, peace out.